What's up? This is the Go Read Sis podcast, in case you were wondering. In case you were lost. Hi! My name's Katie.
And I'm Lexie.
And we are going to chat today about a few things, but our big ticket item today is reading 1-star reviews of our 5-star reads, which I'm so excited about.
We're going to try not to get butthurt.
I think it's going to be really funny. I'm excited, but
Me too.
you're going to have to just wait for that because that'll be our end of the episode, or like later in the episode.
Yeah.
We're going to get through a couple things first. So, first and foremost, I am just going to go through our scripture of the episode today. Comes from Psalms chapter 37, and it's verses 5 and 6 in the Message version. And it says, "Open up before God, keep nothing back. He'll do whatever needs to be done. He'll validate your life in the clear light of day and stamp you with approval at high noon."
I love that. That's such a good verse.
Yeah, I love this version of it too. I've never read it with through that lens before. Yeah, so I really like it. I'm a fan.
Yeah. I've just started reading in the Message version, and it's really neat.
Yeah, it's cool. There's definitely more study to be done in other versions, but the Message is good for just getting a big, broad perspective of what's going on, and it reads like a story. It's so easy
that's
to
what
just
I like about
sit
it.
and read.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, if you're trying to read the Bible and you don't know where to start, I would recommend the Message version.
Yeah.
Okay, our first little segment of today's episode is talking about our anticipated releases for this year. So, what is a book coming out that you're really excited about this year?
I have two of them.
Okay.
One of them is, I'll just be quick, is Lady Macbeth.
Nice.
I have already read it and finished it. I did get an arc. It is fantastic, and I will be buying the book.
Amazing.
I will say it is definitely PG 18.
Okay.
It's just really mature themes, really mature. There's some hard things to read. It's not smutty. It's written like a modern classic. It's easy to understand, but it has the same classic themes that were appropriate to write in classics way back when.
Okay. Interesting.
Men taking advantage of women kind of things, and it's a tough read, but it's really, really good. It's Lady Macbeth meets fantasy, and she has a voice and a name, and it's a really neat read, and I was really happy to read it.
I love that.
I'm so excited. It comes out August 6th, I think.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's one of them. My other one is Where the Library Is, or I can't remember.
I thought it was
It's What the River Knows and Where the Library Hides.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, by Isabella how do you say it?
Ibanez.
I was actually close that time. I think that's what I was going to say. Which is the second book in the What the River Knows duology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Were you not thinking of the same thing?
I was thinking of the same book, but I didn't realize that it was in the... I didn't realize it was a duology. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And
that's exciting.
Yeah. I'm very excited. Though if you read What the River Knows, you know why I'm so excited. And if you haven't read What the River Knows, read it before Where the Library Hides comes out, which is in October.
Okay. Plenty of time.
Yeah, it's so freaking good.
Oh, okay, amazing. What would you say is the age rating for that series?
I would say I don't know if this is an actual rating, but PG 16.
Okay.
There's some swears. It's not smutty. It's it's YA romance.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing crazy. There's just some swears here and there, and
so maybe PG-13 kind of thing.
I don't know if there's some mature themes though.
Yeah, but if you think about a PG-13 rated movie,
that's true. Yeah, maybe PG-13. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can comprehend it, shoot, go crazy. There's nothing bad. There's just some swears here and there, but the male main character is British, and I feel in my experience reading books that are the characters are British or it takes place in the UK, swearing's more normalized.
Yes, definitely.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Because only he swears. No one else does in the whole book.
But, cool. Yeah. Love it. I also have two. One of them is Funny Story by Emily Henry. I'm really excited about that one. I've liked everything I've read by Emily Henry, and that one just seems like it's going to be really fun. So I'm excited.
I'm excited for that one too.
Yeah, that one I have heard, really any of Emily Henry books I wouldn't recommend if you're under 18 because they are a little bit spicy. The spice scenes are skippable, but be warned.
In my experience with her as well, there's not many of them.
Yeah, it's a couple.
Like maybe one or two, but still like PG-18.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And then my other one, I want to be really excited about this. Okay. And I am still looking forward to it, and I will still read it, which I wasn't sure if I was going to originally. But it's The Grandest Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes.
Oh.
I did not like the Brothers Hawthorne.
I still haven't read it.
I didn't like it at all. And I'm really hoping that The Grandest Game is good. To hopefully make up for the Brothers Hawthorne, and that the Brothers Hawthorne was just like a filler book, which I don't like when authors do filler books, but I can understand in some way why you needed a setup.
Yeah.
I won't go too like far into that, but yeah, The Grandest Game is coming out this year.
Yeah.
And that's the last book?
I don't know.
Actually, no. I think it's
she's doing like a whole other trilogy.
I think you're right. So the Inheritance Games trilogy was the first series, and then I think you're right. I think this is like a
companion trilogy.
Yes, I'm glad you had that word.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think I'm gonna read them.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if you like the Brothers Hawthorne.
Yeah, because The Inheritance Games was one of my favorite reads of 2022.
Yeah, I really liked that series. I don't know that I loved it as much as you did.
That's where I'm like, maybe, but also like maybe that could also set me up for a bigger disappointment.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm interested.
Yeah, I'll definitely get to it. It just hasn't been high on my priority list. I've been like, I think I've talked about this in like 3 episodes. I've been on a really big fantasy kick. Like reading anything besides fantasy is like killing me.
Yeah, understandable.
But I will say I did see the Barnes and Noble exclusive of The Grandest Game.
It's so pretty.
Oh my gosh! I just need it for like a shelf trophy at the very least. The all white thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
I hope that's the actual cover and not like the preview because I'll be sad.
Yeah.
It better be the
actual
cover.
Saw it on the website in the pre-order list, and it looked like that was the actual cover.
Sometimes I do like previews.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a cover depending on like if the author has announced it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. It's really pretty if that's what it is.
It is pretty. Yeah, I know a lot of people were disappointed in the
I'm scared to read it.
Brothers Hawthorne. Like, that was kind of the trend. It's not just me being picky from what I've heard.
I'm probably not going to like it.
You might not, but I don't know. I'm hoping The Grandest Game is good, which is why I put it on an anticipated 2024.
Okay, well,
yeah.
We'll see.
Okay, you did the next point, and I'm not really sure what you meant. So why don't you take over?
I've seen like a lot of TikToks the last like couple days of people saying like they read faster on Kindle.
Oh.
And I don't feel like that for me personally. So I was wondering like, how do you feel?
Absolutely,
You read faster on the Kindle.
I'm racing for my life against the time thing that tells you how much time is left.
Like, what makes people read faster on the Kindle? Like, what's the like mindset that makes you read faster? Is it the time?
Yes. Okay. You and I think, had this conversation like offline
in our personal life.
Yes, like a couple, I don't know, maybe last week or something.
Okay.
About how like I keep like what thing you keep in the bottom of your Kindle whenever you're reading.
Yes,
like,
we did that.
Personally, I keep the amount of time left in the book as like the little marker at the bottom whenever I'm reading on my Kindle.
I keep the page number.
Which it makes sense, but also it's so fun to see the time that's left, and it's so motivating to like race the time.
That's so funny. When I was reading Lady Macbeth, because it was an arc, there weren't page numbers, and I was getting so frustrated because I'm like, how far am I? And it would be like, you have 3 hours left. I'm like, I've had 3 hours for like 3 hours. Like, what's happening? I don't do well. I just get hyper-focused on the time.
I am like, it's so much to the point where if I put if I stop reading for any amount of time, even if it's like 5 minutes to like get up, grab something, and I am gonna come sit right back down again, I will turn my Kindle off.
Oh, that's funny.
So that it stops the, like, it doesn't think I'm reading anymore. And then I will turn it back on. That's why it said 3 hours for, like, hours, because you probably left it on.
So, like, the chapter thing would be, like, when I start the chapter, it's, like, 15 minutes in the chapter, and, like, it, like, learns your reading speed.
Right.
And then, like, I'll do something, and then it's, like, 20 minutes in chapter. I'm like, how did the chapter go? I'm like, I get so mad.
It didn't.
Like,
it's just that you left your Kindle
The page number
on.
doesn't change, so
that's
fair. Take it with the page number.
That's valid. Okay, we're gonna go into our most exciting...
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm really excited.
I'm really excited about this too. Okay, do you want to go, like, back and forth? So each have 3 5-star reads that we, like, picked. I don't know how you picked yours. I just
did it random.
Okay.
And, well, one of them I threw in because I figured everything else would be fantasy. So I threw one in that wasn't fantasy, so, like, it wasn't just...
Okay.
But, yeah, I just kind of picked books that, like, were on my mind.
Okay. Yeah. I did something similar. Okay. I, like, looked at my 5 stars on my Goodreads, and I was like, yeah, what would I also went kind of on, like, all right, what do I think people would have interesting things to say about?
I wanted to pick one of yours, but I knew you were going to pick it, so I skipped that one.
Yeah.
I think you know which one.
I do.
So, yeah. I also kind of, like, tried to... I didn't want to get the same ones.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay, well, do you want to start with your first one?
Yeah. Okay. My first one was Fourth Wing.
I'm so excited about these. I have not looked at hers at all.
I did look at yours, but that's okay. I just want to... Is it preface this?
Yeah.
I am so fully aware that the writing is not fantastic.
Yeah.
So I didn't pick reviews that were valid. I wanted the funny ones. But anyway, are you saying who posted it? Or
no.
Okay. The first one is Zayden wears skinny jeans. LOL. Just so funny. Because he totally does.
He does. Does it say that?
I think there is a description of him, like, with him wearing jeans at one point. But, like, I just picture, like, this, like, I don't know, I read this, and, like, this buff, like, man in the top, and, like, chicken legs on the bottom. Like, chicken legs, and skinny jeans scream chicken legs to me in men.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think they're black skinny jeans, though.
Yes. And maybe, like, a rip in the knee or something.
Just one, though. Just one across the knee.
Maybe, like, one dangle earring, too, like, at... I don't know, like, this review just had me, like, giggling. It was so funny.
That is so funny.
Yeah. Do you want me to do all mine, or do you want to go back and forth?
Yeah, why don't you do all of them for Fourth Wing, and then I'll do my first book.
This one says, you guys live in Delulu land. If you think this book is good, not sorry. And you know what? I love my Delulu lands.
Same. Honestly, you know, I would rather live in Delulu land.
Real life land is not fun.
No, it's not. Hey, I know. The thing is, I know it wasn't good. But it doesn't mean I didn't have a fun time.
Literally. And also, like, if you use the word Delulu in your review, it's automatically my favorite review, even if it's bad.
Lexie has been loving the word Delulu lately.
Yeah, like, funny story. In this, like, springtime here, my husband and I would go play pickleball, like, in our town, which is, like, a small town, honestly, like, an older community. And pickleball it's, like, kind of varied to, like, all ages now. But it was, like, an old person activity. So the people, like, in my town, like, we'd meet up, and they're all older. And there was, like, a couple games where, like, Ryan would, like, and Ryan's my husband, would call a ball that I didn't agree with. And I'd be like, you're Delulu. And then we got, like, all these older people to start saying it during... Are you serious? Yeah. That's so funny. We would, like, overhear another game, and, like, there's this one married couple, like, older couple that we really like, and the lady was like, you're Delulu, and I'm like, oh, we're teaching them our lingo. It was so funny. Ryan's like, you gotta stop saying that around them, and I'm like, no, they gotta be hip.
Yeah, absolutely. Their grandkids aren't gonna know what hit them.
Literally, it was so funny. I was like, I stopped, like, playing, and Ryan's like, pick up your paddle, and I'm like, she just said Delulu. It was great.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
oh my
anyway.
gosh.
That's my new obsession word.
I love it.
Okay, is this the last one for fourth wing? Yeah. Originality exists. Rebecca Yarros, we don't do that here. Which is valid.
Fourth Wing is just a compilation of the most exciting and interesting
Dystopians and fantasies.
Yeah, like tropes from every other dystopian
Divergent,
and
Harry
fantasy.
Potter,
Yep.
Throne of Glass.
She just went like, oh, I want a little bit of this, and I want some of that, and I want this from here, and let me just stir it all together.
She really said copy my homework, but change it a little bit so I don't get copyright. I love Fourth Wing.
Yeah, it was a 5-star read for you. It was a 4-star for me. I loved it too.
Not only was it a 5-star read, but it was like my favorite book of 2023.
Yeah.
But it was just for the vibes.
Right. We all know it wasn't good.
No. Anyway.
Was that your last one for that one?
Yes.
Okay. If you can't guess, I'm surprised. My first one is Divine Rivals. These are really funny. Okay. The first 1-star review.
How can you say anything bad about Divine Rivals, though?
However, some of these were really funny. Okay. It says, we need to ban the word smolder for the foreseeable future. Authors can have it back once it's been properly rested and allowed to recover. Poor word has been overworked.
That's so funny. I don't remember it being like in there an excessive amount, but
I don't remember either, but I just thought that was
had like
so
blind
funny.
eyes to any critiques for Divine Rivals.
Same.
That is my soul book.
Oh,
no, that's your soul book.
It's my soul book. But these are so funny. I can't get over it. I'm not butthurt at all. I just think these are so funny. Okay, the next one says, like if two teens met on Christian Mingle and then whined constantly.
That's like kind of true, though.
I know! That's why it's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I can't. Wait. Okay, that person shelved it. Like, okay, you know how you can like create your own shelves on Goodreads? One of their shelves that they put it on is called Overhyped by TikTok.
I should make a shelf like that.
That's so real. Like, they're so real for that. I understand.
So real. So real.
Okay.
That would be an endless shelf for me.
The last one, which is valid, but I think it was it was on purpose. This person didn't get it, but also valid.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. No. The review says, I kind of respect the author for doing no world building at all.
Yes.
Right.
But did you read Ruthless Vows?
The thing that, like, you know, the argument is that there wasn't supposed to be world building. Like, that wasn't the point. But it doesn't matter. I still think it's funny.
It is really funny. The creativity of some of these bad reviews, like, had me cackling.
I know. Okay, there is one more. There's one more.
Okay.
I did 4 for this one, apparently. This last one says, she writes letters like I did when I was heartbroken at 13 over my Minecraft boyfriend.
That's so funny. Here I am thinking they're like the most eloquent letters I've ever read, and this person's like, no.
Okay, but like, kind of real for that though, because I for sure was trying to write like Roman and Iris when I was 13.
I probably was too.
Yeah.
It was a thing.
It was a thing for sure.
Yeah. That's so funny. Okay, my next one is actually Rebecca Ross's best friend.
Okay.
What the River Knows.
Okay.
All right, first we have, I was promised adventure and instead got the equivalent of watching paint dry.
Wow.
Yeah, which I just think is so funny because, like, by chapter 2, she's already in a different place from where she lives. But, like, pop off.
Yeah.
Pop off. It's not for everyone, I guess. This is the one that really gets me going. This one just really tickles. It's so funny to me. There isn't anything about reincarnation or mummy chasing or any Scorpio kings. That's because the book was like, what's it called? when you, like, promoted to be, like, the mummy.
Oh.
So that's where that comes from, just, like, background. But this next line is what gets me. The river knew nothing of interest. Just cannot. What the river knows nothing of interest. That one cracks me up.
It's good.
Okay, wait, this one. Oh. In the words of Abby Lee Miller, boring, yawning, sloppy, lazy. Yeah.
This is incredible. I don't know why it's so funny to hear people, like, absolutely, like, throw down about books that we loved, but it's so funny.
It's so funny.
I can't believe
That's
believe
all
the
I got for-
entertainment value of this.
It's so funny. I love it.
I'm going in a different order than what I thought I was going to do. I want to do this one next because I don't think a lot of people have necessarily read this book, so I'm going to do it in the middle.
Okay.
Okay, so my next one is Circe by Madeline Miller, which is, if you don't know, it's like, what's the best way to describe it? It's about Circe, who is a villain in the Odyssey and the Iliad.
Okay.
And she's like a mythic, like she's a
Is it Greek mythology?
Greek goddess.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. The first one says, if this book was a subreddit, it would be a blend of R, I am very smart, and R, not like other girls. Chapters feel like disconnected mythological lessons brushing over main events.
That's so funny. Oh, he's gonna fit over. Oh, he figured it out.
Oh, boy. The next one says, I was dragging myself through the mud to finish this one. And then the last one is kind of in line with the one before. It says, I kept reading this book hoping that something would happen. I got to about page 200 and then began to skip pages and skim read just to get to the end. I felt like there were a lot of famous characters and I kept expecting there to be more to the story, but then after the characters were mentioned, for example, Minotaur, nothing ever came of it. It felt like I was led down a lot of dead ends, which was disappointing.
Wow.
Which is valid.
It's a very passionate.
It was very passionate. I understand why people were bored by that book because it does move slowly. I think it's so funny them saying that nothing happened because, like, I feel like so much happened, but at the same time, I can't, like, articulate what happened. So I'm like, maybe nothing did happen and I was just there for the vibes.
I am a vibe raider.
It's very, like, the first person that was like, it would go in R, I am very smart, like, it is, like, very well written, like, written like a classic.
Okay.
So if you're getting all the way through it and understanding what's going on and understanding the themes, like, you're not dumb. It's complex in a lot of ways, so I think, like, people who have, like, bad things to say about it just, like, they just don't understand. Like, they just don't get it.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
This is my kind of, like, curveball book.
Okay.
Firefly Lane.
Okay. Which I think most people are probably at least familiar with the show.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the first book I read by Kirsten Hanna as well. Mm-hmm. I don't know why that mattered, but it just came out, I guess. So yeah, the first one is, this book insults my intelligence.
Just nothing else.
Yeah, this is like some chapters, yes. Yes, and if you've read the book or seen the TV show, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Like, we're following two of the same people through, like, their whole entire life.
Yeah, yeah.
Valid. The next one. Boy, if you like soap operas and privilege, this is the book for you.
I do, in fact, like soap operas and privilege.
I felt like that was the point.
Yep.
For this story
Absolutely.
specifically, which is so funny that, like, that makes it a 1-star review for this person. But, like, okay. And lastly, we have, there's only one word for this book. Dreadful. Don't waste your time. I'm hoping the Netflix series redeems.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were butthurt
They
about
dragged
it.
that book through the mud.
My last book. I'm really excited.
This one's so funny.
These are good. Okay, this one is The Ballad of Never After, which, in case you don't know,
laughing? I cannot.
it's the second book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber. Mm-hmm. The first one says, "Did I read the same book as everyone else?" I've definitely felt that way. Absolutely, but not about this one. This one,
I feel like you should save the one we're thinking of for last.
I will.
Okay. Go out with a bang.
The next one says, "I thought we'd all decided we were done writing, publishing, and reading. He's a raging jerkwad, but it's fine because he loves her."
I'm not done. I'm not done reading. He's a jerk, but nice to her. I'm not done.
Me
I should be. But I'm not.
It's completely valid. The next one is not funny. I have 4, so there's 2 more.
Oh, because this isn't
I have to give some context for this.
Okay.
In the very beginning, was it of Once Upon a Broken Heart? Yeah. In the very beginning of Once Upon a Broken Heart, the premise of the story is that Evangeline, is in love with this guy, and he is getting married to her sister. Mm-hmm. And so she goes to Jax, who's the Prince of Hearts, to basically, ask him to stop the wedding. And this isn't spoilery, right? If I explain a little bit of what happened? No, because it happens it happens
the first
right
chapter.
in the beginning. So, obviously, he's not going to do it in a nice way because he's not a nice guy. So
the last review covered that.
He turns everyone into stone at the wedding. And to save them, Evangeline goes and she trades in herself.
She gets turned to stone and they all get to live.
To stone. And this is literally this is just the premise. This is the beginning.
It might even be on the synopsis.
Yeah. Yeah. So she swaps places with them. So she turns herself to stone so that they could be freed.
Yeah.
That's what that's what happens.
You had to understand to know.
You have to understand. So the review says this book would have been much better if Evangeline had stayed as a stone statue.
I just wheezed. That was so funny.
It's so funny. If you've read the book, you understand that Evangeline is low-key insufferable. A lot of the time.
Yeah, she really is.
I kind of agree with you, but also I loved it.
Me too. She's so naive, it's annoying. Mm-hmm. It's so annoying, but also yes.
Yeah. The last one.
I'm not ready for this one to be said out loud. I've not said it out loud yet.
The last one just says, "The Ballad of Never Reading This Again."
I don't know why that's so funny to me.
It's so funny to me too.
The Ballad of Never Reading Again. That one's great.
It's top tier.
A+.
Thank you for that entertainment, Hannah.
The Ballad of Never Reading This Again. Yeah.
Anyway.
Those are our favorite books and their worst reviews.
And I don't know about you, but I scoured all of the 1-star reviews. And
yeah, because there were some that had explanations. No,
I don't care about your explanations. I want the entertainment value.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I tried to find the funny ones.
Exactly. Yeah.
Otherwise, this would have just been a bash on our favorite books.
Exactly.
It just makes it a funny
These were
bash.
so funny. I cannot believe what some people come up with.
Zayden wears skinny jeans. Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
so
wow.
Love.
Well, that was fun, guys. I love when it doesn't these kinds of reviews that are, like, funny, I think are really fun to read because it's not, like, dragging the book. It's just, like...
They're just being funny.
Exactly.
Well, I guess maybe some of them are, like, being so serious about it, but, like...
Well, I'm sure they are, but at the same time, it's like, okay, but, you know, especially when they're valid. Like, Evangeline Stang is a statue.
Oh my gosh.
Let's just, like, yeah, keep Evangeline as a statue and follow Jax. I don't care about any of the
Do you,
characters.
like, commonly read 1-star reviews of the books you like, or no?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't usually, and I don't, like, sometimes I get, like, and not, like, for Fourth Wing, because I know that book is, like, quality-wise not great, but sometimes I feel, like, protective of my favorite books. I'm like, you can do no wrong.
I like reading reviews from people who didn't like the books that I liked.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it brings me back to earth a little bit. If I
don't
like...
want to be...
Like you want to be Delulu.
I want to be Delulu.
I know. I'm just annoying. It's just me wanting to...
normal.
I don't think so. I think the thing that you do is normal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it's not normal to, like, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, to want to be, like, to know whether or not a book was actually good or if it was just in my head. And so then sometimes when I read those reviews, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
I do the opposite.
That's valid. You do the opposite?
Yeah. Like, if there's a book I'm hating, I'll read the, like, 5-star reviews to, like, see what I'm missing. Like, I did that, like, so much with every single Throne of Glass book. Really? I was like, what am I not getting here? Because I didn't like this. Yeah. And they just rave about it, and I'm like, am I not comprehending something? Like, how is this a good book?
The way you said that, just like, am I better than everyone?
Am I the problem?
I don't think I'm the problem.
I might be. I don't know.
I'm the problem. I'm always the problem.
Fair enough. Like, I had my first DNF of 2024, and I spent, like, 20 minutes on Goodreads reading all the good reviews to, like, try to convince myself to keep reading it.
And by the way, I had to talk her into DNFing it. Because she was like, well...
Felt guilty.
I might get good. I was like, girl, how much time have you put into this book? You really
like
want
3
to put
days.
so much more effort into finishing a book you don't like?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I DNF'd it. I'm not going to read
DNFs are in. Ins and outs
that
of 2024.
Like one of my goals. Oh my god, wait. That would be a really good video idea.
Right now.
I'm so sorry. If I didn't say that right now, I would have forgotten by the time we shut all of this off.
Yeah.
Like,
that's fair. Oh,
to do
like
it like
out
a video.
Loud? Oh, yeah.
Like, if I didn't say that to you so you could remember for us, it wouldn't have stuck in my...
This is how we function. Like, this, literally. It's just like, oh, wait, that would be so good. We should talk about that on the podcast. Last week, I had to tell her to shut up about stuff when she first got here. So it's like, girl, be quiet and tell me when we're recording. Like,
I just like to talk.
It's so good, though. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I think it's time to wrap it up. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. It's been a ball. There was a lot of giggles in this episode. I hope you were also giggling, especially if you've read a lot of those books.
And liked them. I feel like these are funnier if you liked the books.
Yeah, which I think we picked some, like, pretty popular ones that a lot of people like. So I think that was a good stack.
Divine Rivals and Fourth Wing are on, like, Barnes & Noble's list of the year books. And Goodreads.
Yeah. So, and I know Ballad was, like, high up there for a lot of people. Yeah. And a lot of people, anyway. Yeah. I thought it was funny. I thought this was a fun episode to do.
I hope our laughs aren't annoying for you.
So sorry. I tried to, like, move away.
Too. I was trying to, like, bring it back so I wasn't yelling.
Oops, sorry. Oh. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this podcast, please like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify. Yes. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at goread.sis. Shoot us a little message. Yeah. Say, hey, we'd like to meet you virtually and be your book besties. Yes. Yeah. We'll see you next week on Tuesday for another episode of Go Read Sis.
We shall.